And hello, we are back. Look at that. I think YouTube's working. Snow, good morning. Felix, what's up? Snow's got some coffee. Oliver, hello. Miguel, you made me sign up on Twitch. I'm sorry. You are my sunshine. Yeah, sometimes I just get songs stuck in my head. Wall Banger likes the numbers. All right. Very nice. Look, we got a little active crew here today. Very nice. You know, Bitcoin goes up, what, $200, and everybody wants to know what's going on. Ah, man, good stuff. Yeah, so I've always been on. I started on Twitch, and then when I started restreaming, I saw that I could do YouTube as well. So I said, all right, well, let me just play around with both, and we'll see where people gravitate towards. And it seemed that they gravitated towards YouTube, which is fine, until it doesn't work. And then it's a problem. So I started restreaming from Twitch to YouTube, and then I added DLive because DLive is a crypto project. So, you know, I want to support anything crypto related. And I want to be on BitTube. I'm on BitTube for videos, but not for streaming because they don't offer. I can't stream through Restream to BitTube. So hopefully, if they ever add that, then it'll be on that platform as well. Our platform is going to be live very soon, so I've been busy. Yes. Snow is pushing out the Beats token, which is awesome. Twitch is dangerous. You were right about Tomo yesterday. Got the retest today. All right, that's what I'm talking about. Very nice. Never been on it. He's not very often wrong. Jesus. Can we do TA on ADA? A little Cardano action. Sure. Let me pop that onto the stream because you know I don't like to forget. So let's do this. And let's do. Just let me know what pair you want. ADA, USDT, BTC. I'll just put ADA for now. Just bang. You should see it on the top of your screen. Look at that. Technology. Freaking amazing. All right, what do we got here? We got 2 minutes and 22 seconds. Close this puppy out. Yeah, throw your chart requests on now. I'll update it while we're talking. All right, so what do we got here? Soon you can stream on VibraVid. I will. Yeah, I will, Snow. Talk to Restream. Restream, I believe IO might be .com. Because I send everything through them, and then they push it out to YouTube, Twitch, and DLive right now. So, yeah, as long as you can get on them, then that would be great. All right, so let's see. ADA, are we buying the LTC dip? We'll take a look at LTC. LTC, what, BTC? I might want to do USDT on that one. LTC, USDT. Let's probably take a look at that one. ETH, BTC, ETH, USD, okay? ETH, BTC, ETH, USD. All right. Saved it. Let's see. What? Oh, BCH, ABC. USDT, and of course GByte. I got you. Let's see. BCHABC USDT. It's a freaking mouthful. And our favorite GByte. Good old Byteball. POA was awesome today. Nice. Very good, Wall. Very good. Wish lists are getting longer. They are. It's good. We'll get to them all. Don't worry. We'll take a look at POA. POA what? Well, BTC or USD? I don't know if POA has a tether pair. Not 100% sure on that. 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Throw this puppy down. Another higher high. On the local, on this little local section of accumulation. No need to look at POA. All right, POA's out. Scratch POA from the list. All right, here we are. We have closed it down. Let's go over the numbers. Opened at 79.13, hit a high of 82.92, a low of 78.17. Closed it out at 81.76 for an increase of $257 or 3.26%. What does that mean? Well, I'll tell you what it means, because that's what we're here to talk about. All right, so when we closed up right here, right, this is the pivotal point for me, right? And when we're just looking at very local structure price action, right? This is important. So when we came down, right, off of this drop up here, this is still what's holding everything back, right? That one level, that one candle. Now on Coinbase it's 89.47, but no, over here, 90.90 is our high right here. All right, so when you look at the high, right, and then you got to look at the low, like what happened until price reversed, right? And that's what we're currently looking at. We're looking at that 90.90 and what's it going to take to get back to 90.90. Where's the resistance? Where are the buyers? Where are the sellers? So they pushed it, right? You had a little stall out here. You came back up. 88.37 was resistance. You couldn't get over it, couldn't get over it, couldn't get over it. Bang. So now you drop. Okay. You found support. Where? 74.33. Why? Right? Previous structure. We talked about that, right? Swing low to the move on up. Okay, we're good. Then we got 1, 2, 3 days in a row where we're just kind of milling back. We're chipping away at that second candle. Chipping away, but unable to close above this candle. All right? Unable to close above that candle. The highest you got was this guy right here, and then price reversed again. So that, to me, is an important level. Now, anything over 80.18, basically, right where the cursor's at, anything over that, right, is good for the bulls. Why? Because it was rejected, never attempted, rejected, and rejected, right? So you got all that rejection sitting right here, which means you got a bunch of sellers that have sell orders, up over 80.20, right? And they're selling it. You come up there, they sell it. You come up there, they sell it. You come up there, they sell it. So the book is full, right? The book is loaded up for all these sell orders popping in. So it pushes the price back down. Then the bulls attempt, push it all the way back up again, and again, rejection. So today we have closed above prior resistance. All right. Now this is just local, right? This is a very local 7-8 day review, right, of what's shaking just on this move. All right. So closing up over that was a big deal. Closing up over to 70 MA is also a big deal, but you can see we closed it here and we lost it right away, right? We lost it on the next candle. So for something like this, you're always looking for some type of confirmation, right? Now you did get knocked out by the 20. Now, the 20 would have been nice. If this closed up over the 7 and the 20, now we're talking, right? Now we're talking, all right, we can start testing these levels up here as soon as this thing starts working its way up, which it will, and the 20 will start working its way down. So if you could do that, right, you cross over the 70 MA, push up over to 20, and now you're looking into something along these lines, right, where now you have trend again. All right, so all that being said, we know we're in accumulation, right? We got accumulation right here, accumulation right here, accumulation right here. We know that the buyers and sellers aren't pushing this all too much. Now, we did see a couple good moves on the hourly, a couple candles that were pretty nice looking. But overall, you got to remember that when we came up strong, right? And then we sort of like tapered out. It wasn't a drastic drop. Like this was a good pullback, but then you failed to make a higher high, right? So you immediately have a swing failure. Then you sort of rolled out of it, right? All slow and lackadaisy, kind of rolled out of it. You were all over that 70 EMA, just kind of riding the chain, and then you broke it, right? You broke that level, pushed up, made a new higher high. Great. You rolled back a little bit, and then you made another higher high. Great. Now we have trend, right? Trend is good. Came back down for another pullback, and then right here you failed. So another swing fail, and then that was a more drastic one because that was more psychological than anything, right? You broke the 9K mark, right? So everyone's, going nuts, right? So with 9K being broke for the first time in, who knows how long, that was a big sign for everybody. But of course, you had tons of sell orders in 9K, and they all got eaten up, right? So there's no surprise about this big wick, but what was surprising was the bulls failed to capitalize on the momentum. And that's really their fault, right? So, which tells me they're not looking, they weren't looking for 9, 5, 10K, not yet, right? They just weren't looking for it. They have everything on their side, right? You got the trend, right? You got the pullback retest, right? You're good. So all they had to do was just capitalize on momentum, and the FOMO buyers would have came in and pushed it up over 9 to 9.2, 9.4, 9.6, right? And then you're sitting at 10,000, and then we'll see what happens, right? 10,000, another psychological barrier, but the funny thing about 10,000, it was barely a psychological barrier at all last time, which is really strange. You'd think it should have been, but it really wasn't. Now, you are sort of forming, if not a super ugly, but at least something to consider about a head and shoulders, right? So you have left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder. So if you painted that pattern out, your right shoulder would be creeping up into this ballpark, right? You'd be getting back in that 82, 83, 84, 85 zone, and then down, right? Once you broke the neckline, which would be essentially right here. So if you broke that neckline at 72.52 ballpark, right, you're pushing down, like violent. Now, typically on a head and shoulders, you will get a retest, which is nice. So it does give you the opportunity to get the hell out of that long if you were in it. So you don't have to, I'm not saying you don't have to, right? But you shouldn't have to FOMO sell if you were long. You get that retest. That's probably the highest you're going to see for quite some time. You sell there, right? And then the inevitable dump, right? So if you're margin trading, you flip your long to a short, just double the order book and then drop it down. So that this way you're going short on the way. So we'll see. A lot of things have to happen. Target areas are certainly in place to the low side. On the high side, right, the target is really, 9,000, right? You want to beat 90.90. And then from there, we'll talk, right? We don't have to go into all crazy details about it right now. We'll figure that out when we get there. So if we were to draw now, it's not like a valid head and shoulders, right? It's just an idea that it may kind of exist. I guess. You're really if that was the shoulder, right, then you're popping over here. This is kind of like your head, right? The bottom of your head's right here. And then let's say your right shoulder came up. Let's just say it came up right here, just about in that ballpark, right? And then this would be your inevitable. So something similar to this. Now, right shoulder probably gets stopped out. It could be a double top. It might even drop a little lower. You could even be okay with that if you started dumping right now, right? That would work too. Now the sign for this, right, is this, guys. So you just measure out the head, top of the head down, right? Push that right down to the neckline, and then you just grab this thing and just you do that. All right? And that's basically what you're looking at. So it's funny, but it sort of lands right on one of our marks, which is in that 55, 60 zone. So as dramatic as it may be, there is a reason for it if it happens, right? And I'm not, I don't want to spread fear in anybody. I'm just saying this is a potential, it's something to look at and at least have an open mind about. So if you're a perma bull, this would be a reason. If we did start coming down, you approach that 74.67 level, and you might want to start thinking. Typically, what will happen? Let's get our little arrow thing out here. So typically, what will happen will be something like this, right? You'll break the neckline, right? You get a good push, right? But then you come back up, you'll retest it, right? And then you'll hit your mark. All right. Sometimes it's like super quick and it only happens in, an hour or 4-hour window where you get that retest, but more often than not, you do get the retest. All right. If you were to come down, find support, and you found support on this channel, that would not be surprising. Whoa, look at this old stuff. All right. So if you were to come up, look how you rode the channel, break, right? Snap the channel, came up. Now, we never got our channel retest, right? Which is, I like getting that. We never got it. So we got a breakout play. So just look at it in without anything on here. So price was going up, down, and then smash, right? And when it broke, right, it never really came back to sort of like, okay, I'm cool. I'm going to use this now, that resistance. I'm going to use that now as support. It hasn't done that yet. So that being said, it doesn't always retest, but it is nice when it does. It's just some kind of validation that, that was a proper flip, and you can look forward to that being support in the future or a possible flip to resistance. It's nice to know those things. All right. So, that's kind of what we got, like everything else, we're in a holding pattern until we start seeing some more violent moves, right? On the local side, you got a low, right? You got a high, you got a higher low, and you got a higher high. So on the very, very, very local side, you've established a new, very local micro uptrend, all within, a bigger pattern. All right, cool. Any questions? All right. Oh, EOS, BTC, all right. Let's throw that on there. EOS, BTC. All right, let's start getting into the charts. Can I add XLM to the list? It's for a friend. If it's for a friend, sure. All right, let's get into it. What are we looking at? Cardano. I don't think you ever got back to me, so we'll just do Tether. All right, so Cardano making moves. Let's see what we got here. All right, so the goal here is the 1618. We're still looking at that. That's still in play. So we're not out of that trade just yet, and that is what is it? 11.7. 11.7 is what we're looking for. So on the bigger scale, let's see. On the bigger scale, you had this busted up cup that never turned into anything. Did get a proper pullback. That's good. So this was the buy target down here, based off of whether this was potentially the world's worst cup and handle. All right. So anyway, buy signal good, right? That worked. We're pushed up. Now our target off this trade, right, is 11.7. That's still what we're looking for. So that being said, let's see what kind of moves we're making here, right? We had a nice move up, good pullback. Another good move up, drastic pullback, but still of the flavor, right? We're cool with this. Why? Because it came down and it tested structure highs. That was perfect. All right, so then we found support, pushed back up, failed right here. Failed to make a higher high, right on that candle. Well, technically on this candle is where you failed to make the higher high. So that's your swing fail. So that swing fail got broke right here. That was the go signal, right? So if we just took this guy here and we were like this, and that was our original swing fail, right? It broke loose real quick right here, fake out, dropped right back down, and then resistance until you actually broke it again. This time, closed up above and got a second candle. So you're good. So not only did you break that one, you broke this other one, this other swing fail from the fake out. That's this right here. looking for a retest right now. So be looking for 0.093 ballpark zone. I'll zoom in a second so you can see that. But that's this level right here, that little green box. Right, that little green box is the retest box. Now look at the larger picture right here, right? Look at this guy. So this was your inevitable earlier high, right? So this is what the level we were looking at that was important while we were coming up, right? So breaking that level, that was the important one. Now we only broke it, we didn't close above it, so it's still basically valid. Now this swing fail, a much larger swing fail for the overall trend, pushed and broke right now, or yesterday, I should say. But it did what all these other coins are doing on like the smaller time frames, like the 4 hours. You're seeing this all over the place. So what happens is you make a high, you come down, you make another, but what happens is it's a swing fail. It comes back down, but you make a higher low, so you're okay. And then you come back up, right, and you top out basically where the candle height was. So this was a fake out candle. We're not overly concerned about that. Drops back down again, usually gives you like a double bottom, which not by wicks, but just say price action wise, it's close. Still a higher low. And when it pushed up again, it goes to candle height right here, which is bananas, right? So again, you get that. And what's been happening is you get failure and failure and failure. And you drop past low down over here, and then you're looking for support, right, from somewhere else. So on this chart, right, your next level, I mean, technically speaking, well, I mean, it's ugly, right? You probably come over here somewhere. So you might take support down here, this level, yeah. You'd probably attempt this level first, temporary support. And then if that failed, right, you drop back down to the zone, and it becomes just a bigger play on a bigger double bottom. So pivotal point for Cardano, right? You're certainly allowed to get a pullback. All right, pullbacks are fine. In this situation, it's a swing fail. So I'm looking for a retest right here, which coincides with this right here. And that's my confluence. So if it doesn't happen, then, you know, we're out. If it does happen, then we're in. All right, so this would be the potential for the pullback. So if we're looking for a good break, close, swing, fail, even though we didn't get a higher high, we're not concerned about this. We're concerned about the bigger picture. So we're looking for this to come down. We're looking for it to come down and settle out around, I don't know, 92, 092, 093, in that little general vicinity, which will give you your retest. Look for support, push back up, break this level that you're at right now, 96.31, the stubborn level, and then at least you got go temporarily, right? You got that cautionary period in here because you do have to break this level at, what is that, 10.080. So if you could do that, then you're sort of off to the races, and our next target level is the 1618. Now, we do have historical in between, so it's something to consider. This is a weekly outlook of sort of what we're looking at, right? So the bigger outlook on this, including the 1618, right, is this 423 off the major pullback on the weekly chart coming down from the bottom. So bottom drop, right, push up, new high, now a higher low. Now you're starting to make a trend. That pullback, those targets, you know, you got the 1-to-1, right? You hit the 1618, you hit the 2618, you hit the 3618, if only just barely. So your next move is the 423. 423 is sitting at 1131 ballpark. All right, but that tied in with your lower drop, support level, big push, which you got right here. So this level pushed up, came back down, broke it on the south side, right? So now you want to turn this level into a support level. And how do you do that? You break it from the bottom and you come back and you re-hit it. So anywhere within that 1618, 423, right, swing low candle on a retest, these are all confluence areas. So as far as how we look, right, it's pivotal to get that retest. If you fail the retest, I would probably walk away. Just saying. Not financial advice, but if you fail the retest, you'd probably walk away. Now, if it never retests, let's cover that. If you get no retest, right, and right now it's just pushing a little low, you know, the highest it could go would be back to 9,400 because you got confluence with 9,400. So if you're not going to retest the swing fail, at least retest body structure on daily. So if you get that, you know, it could be okay. But I would be looking for a little bit more. I would be looking for that. Now, that being said, if you don't get it, you push up and you break this level, then you got to look local. Then you got to break that level. All right, your previous high, your previous local high. You would need to break that, you know, and convincingly. Ideally, break and close, but these candles have a tendency to move 10% at a clip. So by the time you waited for the daily to close, it could be way the hell up here, all the way down here. So you have to put a little bit of thought into this. Maybe swing down to an hourly, maybe swing over to a 4 hour. Try to get a break and close above. That you don't need to retest. Just push up above. And then that would be your go signal to go long, right? And then your level, your execution level will bring you into this ballpark. So green up. I know it doesn't seem like much, but you know, it's almost, right? It's almost a major. If you got the retest and push it up to the 1.6, it's 26%. I mean, that's freaking awesome. You know, who's complaining about 26%? Nobody. Nobody. All right. Cardano, LTC, BTC. LTC, BTC. You want to know if we're going to buy the dip. All right, well, Litecoin itself has been riding this channel since it kind of got into it. Now, it's a two-layer channel, right? You rode the top half, then you rode the top as support. You broke all the way down. You found a little bit of support and somewhat kind of like a median line-ish. Dropped all the way back down, made a couple lows over here, but still very much within trend, and then it's starting to pull away again. So the real question is, can it break this level and get back into the upper channel, or is it going to come down and maybe at least push its way back down to the bottom level, right? This has a lot of time, 50-something days before the halving, so you know, it's expected to do great things. So long-term view, right, you really don't care. You know, these little dips, you know, let me get rid of that. These little dips, you're not doing anything with. You might be adding to your stack, but that's about it. Like look at what the performance has been, okay? So if you look at it like this, you got to say to yourself, like, wow, you know what I mean? This thing's like, it's kind of crushing it, especially given all the price action that we're getting with Bitcoin, right? For this thing to still just paint yourself essentially a pretty nice looking chart. I mean, all things considered, that's not bad. Now, of course, you got levels over here. You got a massive swing fail. And the swing fail is what we're looking at right now. So coming up to this big line, I'm going to make that red. Make it a little easier here. All right, so swing fail line is essentially what broke this down, right? You weren't able to cross up over to swing fail. Thanks. Fresh coffee, everybody. Whoop, whoop. Yeah. So you found resistance where right on the swing fail, bang, bang, resistance, blew you out. So now a pullback would be ideal. Now you can pull back to a few levels here, right? So if you pull back right now, right, that's on the high side to the low. So if you pull back to, let's say, the 5 zone, this area of accumulation, that's okay. It really is. You know, it's still healthy and you're still within trend. This would be ideally like every other freaking chart where it comes up, makes a high, makes a low, makes a higher high, but fails to, makes a lower high, swing fail, push down, right, come back up again and top out right at the body height before pulling back and breaking away. So I would do this, right? If I was looking at this, at least, I'd come down here, right? I'd play it at 7 for sure, right? 015, because why not? Why not? Right? You ride that 7 like crazy, right? You ride it like crazy. Now, what would be ideal? What would be ideal would be confluence right here. So, you know, this would essentially be the buy, right? Because you're hitting the 20, you're hitting bottom trend, and you're hitting 382, right? All in one shot. So that to me makes the most sense. And I would be, you know, you're more than happy with the buy order here. That's gotta push this down 14% for that to happen. If that happens, great. Don't freak out. You're still in trend. If you do, you'll have structure test. So even if you go a little lower, right? You have a structure test, structure high within trend. Yeah, this is all good. This is all good. Look at that. Look at the double right here. Bang, just like that. Now, technically, I guess you would want to be up here because that's kind of like your high before the fail, right? So that's a better level. The one below it's not bad. So that's confluence. That's confluence in a nutshell. That's what I'd be looking at. Probably start around 14 and down to like 13.9 ballpark. Now, if it hit the 236 and found support, right? So if that's all you're going to get on the downside, right, I would expect the next one to be pushing up, breaking into the just about 20. Right, that would be like next target height. Now, you could get stopped out at 18.9 for a minute because that's your previous high. That would make sense. You know, settle out for a little bit, dance around, accumulate, and then push up for the next, you know, somewhere around 20. All right, so that's what we got for Litecoin BTC. Let's see. Oh, and then you want Litecoin USDT? What? All right. Okay. All right. Take it easy. All right, Litecoin USDT. Here's what we got here. Same thing, riding a double band channel. So far, it's all good. Very much in trend. Let's get this out of here for a second. So very much in trend. A steady trend. You know, this is one of them long-term growth trends. Again, this is like something you don't want to like. You don't want to. I don't want to say you don't want to actively trade. But it's kind of like set it and forget it. You know, with the news that's coming up, it would kind of be hard to stop this thing. But you know, it's crypto. It's unpredictable, right? We just don't know if now all of a sudden it's not going to respect that type of news, right? So levels of concern: 185. 255, 313, 370. You know, those are levels of concern. We already tackled 72, right? We tackled 111, and now we're finding resistance right here at this level, which makes sense at 134. So, all things considered, again, just like the Bitcoin pair, right? It's kind of like a set it and forget it. You find an area that you like, you get in on a pullback if that's your deal, and rock and roll. So you can see this trade right here. I don't know where the buy order is. I'm sure the buy order might be this green line. And then targets, right? 1, 2, 3 targets. So I got a target at 150, 182, and 202. All right. Again, you know, I'm going to be out of here by whatever, August 5th or whatever the hell it is. You know, and expect like a pretty violent fall from the sky type deal. But this is the same thing, right? You're in the channel, right? Where'd you get stopped out? Right at the top of the, look at that. I mean, like right at the top of the channel, right? Stopped out. Massive freaking doji, right? Spinning top doji right in the, well, it's not really a spinning top, just a flat doji. So you got massive indecision right here, right at the top, right? So now, you know, you cool off for a little bit. You probably drop a little bit, right? And then you pull back up. The question is, how much are you going to drop? You're going to drop to structure high, right? Structure body high. Or are you going to actually hit an MA? You're going to hit a previous target? Like, what's your deal? But you would think a drop would be inevitable. Unless we're just hesitating like we've done. And let's see if we can find an example. So here's an example of hesitation, right? So you made a new high. You came down for an instant pullback. You hesitated for 1, 2, 3 days. All of which unable to break your high, and then you came up and you smashed it with a 11% candle, and then from there you came back down to retest those same levels that you were hanging out at before. Bang, you came up again, another swing fail, right? It's like clockwork. So now you come back down again. Where do you come back down to? Previous structure highs and previous structure lows, and then you push up again to make another new high, right? And then the cycle just repeats. So if we have hesitation here, then the next play is to the upside, right? Sideways for, you know, another day or two, and then next move to the upside. But the upside still has resistance, right? That's the problem. The upside still has resistance. Now, if the upside ends up being our target, which means 1, 2, 3, 4 days from now, then it's totally fine, right? You expect selling, and then you expect to come back and retest this median line level, all right, which at that point would probably be, let's see if you came back down from here, right, came back down to this level. Yeah, not exactly structure, so might have to break the median line. Now, if you come all the way down to the bottom here, yeah, you test this structure level right here, which would be fine. All right, so yeah, all things considered, again, it's a bit of a waiting, like you don't want to buy indecision because it could really go either way, right? It's not, you're in a strong local uptrend, okay, but you are currently facing indecision. So just like you don't want to buy the top, you don't want to buy resistance, right? You want to buy support. So you have to let it do something first. Right now, it's not doing anything. You know, poke it with a stick, but it's just not doing anything. The overall idea is up, right? You're still, you're still in a trend, right? These are the targets. So uptrend. You're just not doing anything, currently, and you didn't do anything yesterday. All right, let me check the chat real quick over here. Can I add XLM? We did that. So where are we going? Up. PBC best negotiator. What's happening, man? Up for Litecoin is what it would think. Maybe not in the local future. All right. ETH FTM. Wow, look at that. Fathom? FTM what? BTC? Add that to the list. And let's see, PO BTC if you have time. PO BTC. All right, moving on. Let's see, we got Cardano, Litecoin BTC, Litecoin USD. Let's take a look at ETH BTC. All right. ETH, BTC. Let's take a look here. All right, so the bigger picture is, so remember we were talking about the retest? Now this isn't a head and shoulders, but look how long it took, right? We're on the daily chart here. Look how long it took, right? So you broke, where'd you break? You broke, closed, you pushed up for a quick retest, right? So you can count that if you want. And then you dropped a little lower, and pushed back up for another retest. So now you're riding, right? It's no longer like a break. You're just riding. So you're riding, right? You get a shooting star, then you start to dump. So 1, 2, 3, 4 days down, push up for a retest. And did it touch? No, but based off of how this looks, I would almost say, right, all of this trading was probably supposed to be in here like that. You know what I mean? So it could be the pattern could just be off by a little bit because that should be support. It could also be resistance, which is fine. I mean, this also makes sense. All right, but anyway, came back down and gave you another shot to get out of that trade, right? And then if you held on to it after that, then it is what it is. All right, so off of our very large symmetrical triangle at the end of a downtrend, what happened was we smashed down, right? We got the big drop. Big drop came in, found support where? 024 ballpark. From there, we had a massive buy, right? So this was a massive, yes, this is our bottom. We like it, buy it. And everybody bought it. And since then, we're just kind of doing our nothing over here, right? So all things considered, when you dropped, right, it was a little, elongated here. But you started making a nice rounded bottom. You got stopped out right at our trend, which is over here. Our massive trend. See that? Bang, 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 right? It all works for a reason. All right, so what do you need to do? You need to flip it. Is it super strong resistance? Sure. Yeah, it is. What'd you do yesterday? Closed above it. That's fantastic. So what are you looking for today? Sorry. I'd be looking for this. I'm just saying. All right. Close up above. Give me the retest. Come down and retest it. Come do this. Do this. Give me that, and then you're free to go. All right, now from here, what do you got on this move, right? Classic. Same thing we always get. You get a swing fail. Right here. Okay, look at that. You broke the swing fail at the same time. Okay, confluence. Now, once you do that, you're looking for that level. All right. So with that, again, like everything else, you are like sort of in, you're not really in trend yet. So you have to be a little cautious unless you just straight up throw caution to the wind. But that's fine too, I guess. This is kind of like your cautionary period, right? This is your zone of, anything could really happen inside of here because we need to clear this level before we can satisfy the rest of this trend, or at least work on it as a trend. But with your local low, right, your local high, another local low, give yourself another local high, which means you can't go under this level, right? That's your support level. You go under there, then you got a problem. You need to be out of that trade and reanalyze what's shaking. So for today, maybe on the hourly, maybe the 4 hourly, whatever it is, let me get something down here and then push up. All right, so that's ETH, BTC. So what do you want next? ETH, USD. Okay. Let's take a look here. So ETH, USD. All right, so it does look a little bit different than the BTC pairing. Of course, this will make you go blind. All right, so overall, coming off a pretty massive downtrend, right? You can see from here, just follow your eyes. Bang, 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 bang. You would have broke down past your big long. Let's see if we got that on there. No. So your longer trend right here, right? You would have broke down past that. Probably would have been somewhere in this ballpark. Push up over, right? So now you're getting current resistance. Right on these little swing highs, right? So you got a swing high, technically a swing high, right? And then you're going to have your swing low down here and down here. So these are going to be important levels coming up. All right, so now that we got the bigger view, clear uptrend, very good, solid, low, high, higher, low, high, technically higher, high. The whole thing's a higher low, higher high, higher low, broke out, right? So rising wedge, broke above, and now what have we got? We got 1 million levels is what we have. Way too many. So broke above, painted ourselves a bull pennant, but didn't get the results of a bull pennant. All right, so bull pennant is right here. We should have gotten this, which we did. Up, up, but we broke down at a double top. Double top failed, came back down low. This turned into a swing fail, drop, push up. Right, came up, broke the level, failed to close it. So now you got a new high, right, with nothing to show for it. So came back down, price came back up. Right here, you got a new swing fail. It'd be painted like this. Oh, God. Wrong button. Like this. So swing fail's good, right? Found support, broke it, came down, retest right here, push up. Okay? So now this whole zone in between here and this top is sort of like cautionary period, right? That's why all these levels are here. Because these are areas where it could throw this whole thing off. So even though your aqua line is no longer your top line, right? No longer your swing fail line, it's still a relevant area of interest. So you do have to pay attention. If you start coming up that way, you need to be aware of those levels. On the downside, this support is good, right? 224, we didn't even touch it over here. But you do have your swing fail downtrend line support, and that's good, right? Pushed up, you're good. Now, we didn't get the retest, I know, of the rising wedge, which would have liked. There's still an opportunity to come down and touch it, push back up off it. Again, it's not mandatory, but I do like to see it. It just adds a little bit more confidence in the trade. All right, so for now, local up. You are above the 20, you're above the 7. If the 7 crosses the 20, I'll feel more confident going up. Your next target on here is really, I mean, you got a level at 275, so I'm going to be careful in the 275 zone. And then again, 279, and then again, 288, right? So you got, there's some work to be done here for sure. All right, so that takes care of all the charts up top. Let's get this out of here. All right, we'll have to run through these a little quicker. What do we got? BCH, ABC, USDT. What the hell? All right, BCH, ABC, USDT. See what we got over here. Big nightmare. Okay, so we're trading within this long channel. Pretty good for a while. Broke down south of it. Push down, median line support, push back up, and then sideways, right? So we're just like straight up consolidating here. Now we're painting ourselves a new channel, but really the respect is down here. The respect is right here. So with support, right, comes resistance eventually. So look for areas of resistance, which if we had like the 15-minute chart on, this would look great as a, what do you call it? An ascending triangle, right? So it would look similar to this. You know, you'd basically have like, let's see, where's the major rejection? Something like that. Yeah. So like massive rejection. It's rejection on the downside, right? And throw the 15 on, and you'll see, how that thing actually looks, right? It look wild. Like look at all that price action inside of here. It's bananas. Crazy. Right now you could draw this a bunch of different ways, right? You got a high, a high, a high, right? So you could draw that line here, and then you'd have something like that. Okay? So now you got a symmetrical triangle, which means you just broke up above, retest, push up high, swing, fail, right? Looking to push up over that. On the ascending style, right? The rejection, 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 rejection is price trying to push up past that level, and it can't, right? So it's just trying to get over 399, and it can't. But meanwhile, you're making higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. So you're like crushing the price action into an apex. When you do that, it generally will break, hopefully violently, to one side or the other. An ascending triangle will typically break to the north. So this would be good for the bulls. All that being said, just like any other breakout, you do want some type of close up above, confirmation, pull, retest, push, and then you're long. So, yeah, this might look a little better on the 4 hour. Give it a little bit more context as to how the actual price action is behaving. All right. But now that you're out of this channel, like the bleed out channel, since you're out of here and you started a new one, that trend is, the bottom layer is holding for now. Symmetrical triangle looks good with heavy resistance on that 399 mark. So, yeah, I mean, I stand by what I just said. I'd like to see a push up over here and a retest. So now on the symmetrical triangle, you have your retest and your go sign, right? So you push up above, close, push down, retest, ended up closing the candle above, next candle up. So swing fail on this side already, but that's okay because you're only looking at this right now. All right, that's your level. Push up past there and you're good. You push up past there, then not only do you satisfy your symmetrical triangle breakout confirmation, but you would satisfy breaking out of the ascending triangle as well. All right. G-Byte. G-Byte. Good old fashioned. What did they rename this to? It's like Opal or Opal? Opally Dopally? Something like that. All right, so G-Byte. Oh, G-Byte. Look at you. Look at you. That's our buy box, right? Nice. That's our buy box with our Hail Mary buy box down here. All right. What have you done? What did we say about this? Right? Didn't we say just buy down here and put some sell targets up here and just let the chart just let it happen? You would have done real well. You would have done 63%, probably in like a minute. Anyway, Byte. Yeah, there you go. I stand by that statement. You buy the green box and you put some sell targets all the way up here and you just kind of see what happens. All right. But on the real, we are actually coming up to our first level, which is this guy right here sitting at 39. We're slowly working our way there. Slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. All right. So you had the fake out over here, which gave you the swing fail / symmetrical triangle-ish. Again, this is one of those two where you have heavy horizontal, right? And in this instance, right, it's support. BCH, it was resistance. So that being said, right, you have a descending triangle, which in a downtrend typically will break to the south. And, you know, all things considered, you know, you still consider that probably a downtrend. All right. So it does have the opportunity to paint some lower lows. This whole getup over here, this big like snake move, and pulling back down here is pretty impressive, but should offer great consolidation. Like the orders that are down here are probably stacked to the moon. That's why you're going to see those wicks, because look at all the accumulation that happened in here. I mean, massive, massive, massive accumulation. So, you know, if you got some capital on the side, you know, not financial advice, but I got some Hail Mary ideas down here, you know, so these would be good if your order actually got filled and price came down, right? Because wicks like this get eaten up so quick, I'd imagine that your order might not get filled. It might not stay at that level long enough to actually satisfy the book. It's probably just not liquid enough. But as far as this pattern is concerned, we were looking for a break and close, not this. A break and close above, push back for a retest, find support, and then you're off. And then we could talk, because then there's a lot of levels shaken over here that we'll have to talk about at some point. But right now, the box stays. This is the first target area. So that's it. That's what you got. EOS BTC. Oh, a little coffee here. So this chart is really interesting to read. Basically what they're saying is big black hole. All right. EOS BTC. Oh boy, what did I do here? Yikes. All right, EOS was yes, okay, higher high, double top and drop. All right, so we were well within an established local trend, which was nice. Coming down our bottom level down here. Let's throw the weekly on so we could take a better look. What actually happened? Okay, yeah. All right, so let's see. Pivotal point, pivotal point, pivotal point, pivotal point, pivotal point. Yes. Oh, okay, look at this red trend line. Man, that thing is awesome. All right, so coming off of our pullback, right? Push, ABCD push, banged it right here. Right, we came down, we bled it all out. Double bottom. Double bottom gave validity to this move, right? That move's valid because of this. So our low on the way down, a good breaking point, price reversed, and then went sideways and accumulated. This is our trend for the future. The future. Price reversed. Got a beautiful reversal right off that double bottom. Pulled it up, couple pullbacks along the way, and where did it stop? Where was the party over? Rejection, 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 rejection. Come on, man. That's awesome. It's awesome. That is awesome. That is the trend to beat. All right? Super support flipped to super resistance. So now what can we do? All right. So your level right here is going to be a pretty important one. And it's not going to be all that easy to break. So the best thing to do would be break it with extreme force. Right? It's like ideal. Which means you got to have momentum up there. So starting over down here is really not a bad idea, all things considered. That really wouldn't be too bad. Now, you do have a bit of a diamond over here. It's a pretty ugly one, but we could do something like, you know, so if your diamond pattern's down, 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 down. So then you have like that, right? And then, you know, you could break either way, right? It's basically like if it breaks and pushes to the downside, you probably get a little bit of a retest and then a bleed. If it breaks and pushes to the upside, then you get a little retest and bleed. No telling. All right, so but this drop was pretty significant. Significant enough to take a closer look at. And let's take our top, let's take our bottom right here. All right, so on the way up, right, our resistance around the 236, dropped back down, found a level, not sure what that is, pushed back up again, broke the 382, smashed into the 5, pulled back, resistance at the 5, pushed down, found support on the 382, another good push up, this is a 13% candle, smashed the 618, and stopped right on the 709. Oh man, that's awesome. 709, took it down. All right, so now we know that we retraced 70%. So now we push back down here, right? So now you got a big drop. So now you got to just take a look at this real quick and say, all right, well, what do we got now? What did we drop this time? So put that level right, ballpark zone. So you come up, down, smash, 709, no good. Came back down, found support where? 709. I'm not making it up. It's right here in front of all of us. Whatever, something like that. 709. So, 709, 709. What does that tell me? I would probably feel okay about putting some orders up in this right over here. All right, now it's risky for a lot of reasons. One, you're coming up on resistance that should hold you back for a little while, as it did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row right here. Massive resistance. You are also under your 7 EMA and your 20. So trade up above and close over the 7. And at least you have something on your side. All right, because right now this would essentially be like, I mean, it's essentially like a counter trend trade, but it's not a bad setup. I mean, like, take a look at it. You know, it's really not bad. Right, you got stopped out at a good spot. This was good over here. That's a larger swing fail that we could talk about, you know, like another day, because it's going to take a little while to like get there. But like the size of that swing fail, you know what I'm saying? So you got to cover like that whole gap. It shouldn't go up right away, but you know, even if it does take a little bit of time, still a solid play nonetheless. Even if you just brought it to just candle height, and let's say you bought like literally right now, then you're at, come on, work with me, 23% ballpark. I mean, that's great. It's a great move, but you are under your 7. So, you know, that could easily fail, drop it down, push down, find support here, and then end up doing a triple bottom, okay? We've seen it in the past. So keep this in your back of your head. I'm going to save that one because I like it. I don't want that. I want this. Let me do this for my memory bank. I'll come back and revisit that. All right, very good. EOS. All right, so BCH, GByte, EOS, XLM. XLM what? You got to tell me. I'll just do let's just do Tethar. All right, so XLM, good old-fashioned stellar lumens. Man, what has this thing done? What hasn't it done? All right, weekly chart on Stellar for Tether USDT. Weekly's good. God, weekly's good. Look at that. Good drop down, push, nice pullback, right? And then you got a new high. You got a new low, higher low. You got another new high. Like, this is how a trend should look, right? Not all this dancing around, all this crap in between. You got a low, you got a high, you got a higher low, you got a higher high. You pull back down to where previous structure high, you push up for the next high. I mean, that's just how it should be. You got all this, like, crap in between. It's trying to, like, really slow down progress of what's making money. It's just, it's not how it should be, you know? We don't need all that nonsense. All right, so when you zoom in and you look at the micro of the chart, we had a broadening wedge over here that broke this green line, snapped it back down. Oh, boy, yeah, like super low previous structure. This is an old buy order, which is awesome, and another rebuy order, which is awesome. Now, this drop over here was basically your invalidation of this local trend, right? You broke it too far. Because if you broke this level. So bang, you had to start all over on the daily and create a whole new trend. So what happened? Let's see. Good push up, pull back, massive move, super eating on older levels, which I don't even know. We'd have to take a look at those. Not going to do it right now. Broadening wedge came down, gave it support, temporarily failed, pushed down, gave it resistance, push up, fake out, break, and then another part of resistance. Pulled down, found support on, technically swing high, so previous structure. Pulled back up, failed at the same spot, so double top. Dropped it down again, but found a higher low. Pulled up again, swing failed to the downside. Pulled it down to now the same support level. So now we're just channel trading, right? So regardless of this pattern, because this pattern is now invalidated, so now you could do this and just say, all right, well, that's my high, that's my low. So now I basically have a floor and I have a ceiling. And I can more or less trade within that range until it breaks to either side. All right. Adjust your range accordingly. You know, this is just what I went off real quick, but these are these horizontal, these white ones are historical for whatever reason. They're on my chart, so I'm going to go with those as being the key indicators, unless something really catches my eye. And this is it's a little abusive to the downside, so I'd probably bring this down a little further, something like that. All right. So again, you know, it's range trading now. It's range trading. Heavily weighed currently on the low side, high side in the beginning, right? High side was heavily weighed, now heavily weighed, right? So now on the low side, next move should be to the upside if range continues. And if that's the case, you wait for breakout, right? Breakout on the up, and then you're long, breakout on the down, and then you're short. All right, XLM. Phantom. For real? Who asked about this? Come on. Show yourself. Who asked me to chart a chart that literally has 3 candles? Who did this? Who did this? Here, you want a chart? Bang. How's that? Good? Right? I mean, I got to put it on the minute just to get some data on this thing. This is, what is this? What is this? Is this a new, speak up. Whoever you are. Listen, it's all out of fun and laughing and joking. All right, so I'm not really mad, but I mean, this is ridiculous. What on earth do you want to get out of this? What do you want me to tell you? New kid on the block. Is it like a Binance Dex coin? All right, look. Clearly, we can't do anything with this. Even the 4, like, killing me here, guys. Freaking killing me. You are freaking killing me. All right. Well, look, we could study price action. That's all we could do. All right. I got to put it on a 30-minute chart. This is incredible. All right. All right. Whoever doesn't want to admit to making me pull this chart up, it's fine. All right. So we can only talk about the data that we have, and we have no reference, no daily support, no weekly history, nothing. So I don't count listing. I very, 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 very rarely count listing. And in this case, I'm still not counting listing. All right. So this to me, sorry, I don't deal with that. I deal with this. That's what I deal with. All right. I deal with the next candle. Tell me, what the story is. That's what I want to know. I want to know that all this action happened. That's fine. But where did we settle, right? We settled right here, 498. All right. So 498, what happened from there? Well, we came down a little bit. Not much. Came down a little bit. Came down to 454. Found support for whatever reason at 454. So this will be important because this is essentially your first level of support, right, ever, right, for the chart. So that's important. You pulled up, right? So you had 1, 2, 3 days down, 1, 2, 3, 4 days up, all right? But when you came back up, you basically performed your first swing fail. So you have even though that's technically not your high, right? Your high came the next day, but this is like the start of the down. So right here would be my very first level, right? That's my very first idea of where we're going until it's invalidated. All right. So now what do we do under swing fails, right? You trade south, trade south, trade south, trade south. Down, 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 down. Now, finally, you have information from the 7, and the 7 is telling you this is all resistance, 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 resistance. But check it out. Where did you find support? Right here. Support, 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 support. Broke. So support 4 times on your support line, which was your very first level of support. Okay? So that again is an important level. Now, breakdown, close below, smash, found new support where on the last wick prior, right? So you painted a new low right here, pulled it up again, closed up above, smash, smash. Now you broke up above your swing fail, right? But we don't know how this coin operates yet, so we have to wait for confirmation. Price came down, gave us a nice retest, push back, but the next candle was a failure candle, right? Even though price opened up above the swing fail, it dropped, right, too low. Now, it did find support now on your 20 and your 7, which is bullish. However, the next candle dropped, and then you got right back on your support line. So now you're painting yourself a, descending triangle. So with a descending triangle, you're looking for a break either up, right, or down, a retest, and then a push. And that's exactly what you got, right? Resistance, resistance, resistance. So price continues to go lower, right, while your support essentially stays the same. All right, so now you broke it. You came back down again. You came up. You got a proper retest. Now, again, this is a 30-minute chart, so bear with me here. So you got a proper retest. You push it down again. Now you're making new lows. What happened right here? What happened right here? You got a little bit of support, right? Right here. You got a little bit. You got a little bit. So we'll do that, right? We'll mark that down as an important level. All right. So now you have something to work with here. At least now you're starting to build out a grid. You're building out something that you can at least visually see what the probabilities are of the next move. So now you have support. Support fails. You get a proper retest. You go down a little bit lower. Ends up being a fake out. You push back up again. So now you get another retest. Now, that's the thing about retests and a 15 or a 30-minute chart. You might see like several of them, right? Because really you're looking for it on like a 4-hour and a daily. So all of this takes place in one freaking day, not, that's why you won't see all these freaking retests on a daily chart. You just see the one, right? The one candle where everything was going down. You know what I'm saying? So, all of this, let's see, where's the break right here? From 12. So at this line right here, this level, right? Everything to the left is yesterday. Everything to the right was today. And then your new current candle is what's shaking right now. All right. So anyway, dropped back down, came back up. So another retest, another fail. So basically a double top, pushed it back down again, lower, got a nice wick down here, ended up being previous structure. So we'll play around with this level as well. So previous structure held, pushed it back down again, held again, pushed up, failed where? Swing fail line. Same one. It's the same freaking level, guys. Make it a little bigger. Right? That's the same swing fail from the first pull. Pulled it down, pulled it down, pulled it down, pulled it down, pulled it down to where? Right here. Right? Double, triple bottom. Quadruple bottom, basically. All right, pulled it back down. Now you broke out of the descending triangle. However, you're too close to the apex for the breakout to really mean anything. So it just kind of like bled out of the apex. So sideways action out of the apex means nothing. But you did get a nice candle out of it. Maybe they didn't know what the pattern meant. You got a nice candle out of it. And then you pushed up your new high, right here. So now what happened? Well, now things get a little interesting. Why? Because now you got a higher low. So now you're establishing a trend. So now you have this. You got this, this, and this. Okay, so now that you have a trend, what's the next move? Maintain the trend, right? So now you got to do this. Maintain. Could actually probably do that. So maintain your level of support on an uptrend line until you converge with resistance on a downtrend line, or until the trend is essentially invalidated. So, just like you had here, 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 and here, right? Your trend would have been this. Like that. The second you break it, you're done. It's over. Okay? Failed to the downside. This is no different. 1, 2, 3, up, right? Well, the second it fails, you're out of here. So this is your channel, right? It's actually a rising wedge, but this is your channel from which you could trade from. Your double bottom support level, if things should go array, would be down here. All right. Now, if we look at one more thing, we'll say, all right, this was clearly important, right? The down to up, right? So we say, all right, we know that there was something shaking here. So I would be looking at these levels as potential players. And sure enough, silly as it may be, look at that. Look at that. The 2618 just so happens to be support. Massive support on a 1, 2, 3 time basis. All right? Yes. The power of the fibs. All right, so I would put more confidence in this holding because you have confluence with a 2618 to hold it. Does that make sense? Granted, everything is still, down, 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 down. But since you broke your trend right here, this is your swing, fail, break. All right. You did not retest it, which is annoying. But that being said, you tested support, which is more important. All right. Larger, older, more historic support, which is good. All right. So push down on support, came up, new swing fail. Clearly, we broke that right here. This is your retest on that swing fail that you just got right now. So now you do something like this and that. And that's your push, your break, push, retest again, because we're on a 30-minute chart. And then you're looking for the break on the north side up. Okay? Break that level. All right. Jeez. Unbelievable. I hope that helped. Cool? Yeah. I'll take a look at that later. Ay. All right. Last chart. POE. BTC. POE. What? Who? Guys. Oh, hold on. Okay. All right. We're cool. We're still not cool, but we're kind of cool. Super low set. It's super hard to chart with the Bitcoin pairing. So consider trading an Ethereum pair if you're like under, whatever, 1,000 sats. Because there's very little resolution when you're dealing with like micro sat coins. Every move is like it's like bananas. All right. Wow, this thing is, jeez. This thing was like really good one time. And then, holy mackerel, this thing really, what the hell? This thing really had a bad year. All right, we found range once. We found it again, and we lost it. And then we found it a third time. Then we lost it again. And then we dropped like a freaking rock. Look at this nonsense. Okay. All things considered, this is very close to what we were looking for the other night. So we're looking for like bottom reversals in like this weird market. So we're looking at like the down. We're looking at a down and a reversal, right? First off. So yes, down, up, down, bang. You got 3 points of your trend. And then we're looking for the first swing fail, which happens to just like always happen. But then the swing fail usually comes lower than our previous low, which makes this level like super important for our breakaway level, right? We didn't get that on this one, which is unfortunate. But you do have a low, you have a high, you have a higher low, you have a lower high, so that's your swing fail. Here, swing fail like that. And then we were getting a lower, it was a lower low than our previous first low, but it was higher, right? If that makes sense. I don't think I'm explaining it right. Basically, when you reversed, right, you would have been like right here. You would have been a little bit lower than this guy, but higher than this guy. So I'm sure it makes sense. It's fine. All right, so anyway, from the swing fail, we did break, although extremely unexciting. 1, 2, 3 days of nothing, 2 days of something, and then you gave it all back. Another 2 days of nothing, and then you're pushing right now, and this is your first like upper candle. So your level essentially is like this. I mean, you're on the level, right? This is just a massive, massive, massive level of support resistance. All right. It's just, if it's not rejecting it, it is freaking supporting it, right? It is like perfect. So this like is your breakaway level. So this would be like the risky trade to buy now and push up, but your more conservative trade, well, you could do body high if you like really want to get into it. So something like that. And of course, you know, you got to deal with this level up here, blah, 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 yada, yada. Okay. So your major concern right now is getting over this level right here. 76 sats. So you creep up over 76 sats, then we're talking, you know, we're looking. We want to get up over here, right? Clearly, but this shouldn't be too much of an issue. This is kind of like an intra level, whatever, right? We're not overly concerned about this. This is our more long-term concern, right? Getting over 95. Creeping up over 95 does some things. So if we do this over here, target style, right, then we're looking at, look at that. Oh, man, I love Confluence. Check that out. 1618, right at the bottom of range. It's like, it's right here. I know it's super hard to see, so I'll zoom in just so you don't call me a liar, but like, look at that. Bang. Can you see it? Come on. It's right there. So 1618 right at the bottom of range. Look at that. So massive accumulation zone, right? Oh, look at this. All that junk right there. Bang, 1618. That's your target. Welcome to your target. It wants you. All right, so if you were less aggressive, okay, and you waited for a close up over here, and you did get your 1618, that's a powerhouse of a 52% play. Fantastic. All right, but you have to be extremely careful with Bitcoin pairings. Of course, the volatility of Bitcoin, and super low sat coins. All right, because sometimes those books are like bananas stacked. And then you got to like creep in, and then you got to play leapfrog. You got to buy someone out, and then the price will just kind of like pivot and move. It's like, it's an entirely different trading style, right? Instead of just like, this is my level, I'll wait till it gets hit. Like you're literally fighting to get in the book. But this is this is worth examining with a new fresh cup of coffee. Okay, awesome. All right, let me clear this out. We tackled all our charts. All right, so let's see. Oh no, wow, I missed one. Asking for a friend, ETH, FTM, BTC, I did. PO, BTC, if I have time, I did. Please. You're welcome. You're welcome, Wall. Felix, thank you. You're welcome. Laugh aloud, you only curse the ones I choose. Snow, was that you? No way. Was that really you? With what was the other one earlier? The one with like literally a day of chart. Was that you? Unbelievable. Obite, yeah, Obite did change the name. You did buy, excellent. I love it. Bollinger Band, super tight. I did not have. Oh, you saw them, super tight. All right, yeah, I don't have them on this chart. Not on this template. But yeah, super tight squeeze. So squeeze, generally a break to trend. So typically, if you're within an established downtrend and you get a squeeze, it'll generally break to the south side, and vice versa if you're in an uptrend. All right, Bollinger Bands. Thank you, Teacher Chinggis. You are very welcome. New kid on the block. Oh, now, new kid on the. That's what we're talking about now. Yeah, okay, yes. All right, so it is on the decks. All right, very interesting. Genius outlook on the situation as always. Hector, thanks, man. Appreciate that. That's awesome. I'm leaving while I'm making money and not losing it. Good. Very good. What do you? Oh, you're learning. You're learning while you're making money and not losing. Good. Yeah, dude. Capital preservation, numero uno. Look, man. We're in a market where there is money to be made. Just have to build a foundation so that you understand what you're looking at. And dude, I don't care if you get out of every trade, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50% early. Just get out and profit, right? That's what you take away, right? Just take away a little until your confidence level is up, and then scrape away a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if your target, like this target is 52% on a 1618, but, be cool about it. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to take the trade, right, even though this level right here, it's 17%. Right? And this is a level that you might have a situation on. You know what I'm saying? So, like, take a little out. It's 17%, man. That is freaking awesome. It's 10% more than the average of the entire stock market holder, right? It's 7% a year on total capital. So it's huge. It's huge. Not getting greedy, just ripping a little out, putting a little in your pocket, patting yourself on the back, saying, you know what? Hell yeah, dude, that was a profitable trade. Now I'm going to move my stop loss up to these levels over here, right? Just under where it should come back for a retest of support. And if I get hit, I hit. You know what I mean? If I don't, then I'm ripping it to the next level. I'm ripping it up here. 94, 95. If the target's 95, you sell at 91. You know what I'm saying? Like, get out a little early, front run it. You got all these other people all looking at the same thing, the same chart. They might have different ideas, but like this level is a level. Like that's not going to change on, a million people open this chart. A million people are going to see this same freaking level, 95. So if you see the order book is stacked, right? And you're just putting your sell order in now for 95, you probably won't get hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if it's just a flash like this. It's up, bang, 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 95, all right, and then boom. Next thing you know, 76. The order book is wiped and you're still sitting there holding it because you got in late. You know what I mean? Your order's late. So, it's cool, man. 90's cool. 91's cool. 93's cool. 93 might be too high. And then see what happens. If you get it, awesome. Move up your stop. Next target, this historical line right here. All right? This guy. 108. All right. 108. So when are you going to get out? 103. Sure. It's fine. If you want to really push it, say, all right, try like 105. It's cool. Chances are you get a little resistance. Maybe it pulls back a little bit. Maybe you rebuy on previous support. Right? Push up again. Go for the 1618. Now, again, this could always fail. Okay? You have to keep that in mind. Right? You got massive support right here. Once massive support becomes massive resistance, then what? You know what I'm saying? Then you're holding it till you get down here for support, right? If support fails, then what? Then you got to get out of the trade. You can't hold it until it bleeds to zero. You just can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You got to preserve whatever capital you have so that you can make the next trade. MACD's on your side. Signal buy is good. Look at that. RSI just clipped 50, chilling at 52. Yeah. Good eye, man. Good find. Good find. All right. So I think we're good, right? We're caught up. We're good. We're good. It's 9:30. I got things I got to do. Very nice tool. I'm learning. Yes. All right. Cool. All right, everybody. Thank you. As always, I do very much appreciate you guys coming out. Thankfully, YouTube worked today, even though some of you got on Twitch just to make sure, and I really do appreciate that. I am trying to build that Twitch community as well. I did just hit 50 followers on Twitch. Woo! So super stoked about that, because they're building, like, their program's a little different. Like, people can subscribe and whatever, and like, different chat. It's a whole thing. It's like a more community thing once it's all like up and running. Well, whatever. We'll talk about that another day. But for now, I'm going to get out of here and do some things. So I want to see you guys on the exchanges. Be careful. Trade safe. Yada, yada. Blah, blah, blah. Happy trading.